it's just me, Miss Nana, and today I'm going to be making some cornbread dressing or stuffing depending on where you're from. So here's a list of the ingredients that you will need. So first we're going to start with some yellow cornbread mix. Normally I make my own cornbread from scratch, but I don't feel like it this year. So you're going to need a stalk of celery, some chicken broth, one whole yellow onion, if I can get it into the screen. There it goes. We're going to need some stovetop chicken flavored stuffing. That's just for seasoning purposes only. Now normally I use a whole bell pepper, but I asked my man to give me a bell pepper and that's what he brought me, so I'm going to use it. Some sea salt, some sage, and some black pepper. And that is it for the ingredients. So what I'm going to do now is just take the package of cornbread mix and make it just how the directions told me to do it. Like I said, normally I do make it from scratch, but I was being lazy this year. I had too much cooking and I just didn't feel like whipping it from scratch, so whatever. So I'm going to take my mix and I'm going to put it in this bowl and I'm going to cook it. Now while I'm cooking my cornbread, I need to cut up my celery stalk. So I've washed it already, as you can tell, and now I just need to dice it up a little bit. So I'm just going to cut off the tip and the butt, and I'm going to slice it down the middle the best way I can. It's very difficult. And then after I slice it down the middle, I'm just going to turn it to the side and chop it up into a little bit. So just like that, really simple. And I'm going to continue to do the rest of the stock just like that. Now what I'm doing now is put it in a little pot and I'm going to cook it, boil it, and then when it's just about soft, I need to add the diced bell peppers. Like I said, please use like a fresh bell pepper, not the frozen kind. Like I said, he just brought me the frozen kind, so I had to use it because he said they were out, so whatever. So I just want to cook it down and till everything is nice and soft. So when the celery is soft and the bell pepper is soft, you're good to go. So now what I'm going to do is take my cornbread, it's all done, and I'm going to crumble it out of the pan. It doesn't have to come out all pretty because it's just going to get crumbled in the bowl anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. And luckily for me, because it was thickened, so whatever. So now that it's out of the bowl, I'm just going to crumble it up. Now remember, if you need more cornbread, just make some more cornbread and just add it now or later, just depending. You'll see what I'm talking about later on. So now that my celery and my bell peppers are all nice and soft, I'm just going to add them to my cornbread, and all that steam is fogging up my camera. That's how you know you cooking, fogging up the place. And there's my diced onion. I already diced it, put it in a bowl, so now I'm just adding those. And I'm just going to mix that together. And now you take your chicken broth and just add as needed, you know what I'm saying, depending on how the consistency that you want. But right now I'm not going to add the whole can. I'm just adding a little bit to get a little mixture. Now this is what gives my dressing its flavor. This is just for flavoring purposes only. Just add in the stovetop and mix everything all together. Adding more of my chicken broth. I ended up actually using a can and a half of the chicken broth. It depends on how much cornbread you had and how much of the stovetop that you put in there. So now I'm going to just add my salt and my pepper and my sage. And I think that is what I think that's a teaspoon of sage. But like I said, with recipes like this, I cook to taste. So I add ingredients like that, and I taste it and to see how much more of something I need. So now I'm just going to grind in some pepper. And mix everything all together. Now pretty much the dressing is done because everything in this bowl is already cooked. So what I'm going to do now is just pour it into my baking sheet or whatever that thing is called, and I'm just going to spread it out. Now what I do sometimes is I'll prepare this the day before I need to cook, since everything is already cooked, and just put it in the refrigerator, and then when I'm ready to eat, just pop it in the oven. You can do that. You can prepare this the day before if you need to. So just bake it at 350 degrees for an hour until it's golden brown, just like that.